Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Jenny, and as always, I'm here with Mark, our resident tech guru. Mark, how's it going?
Jenny, I'm doing great. And, oh man, I'm excited about today's topic. We're diving into the world of Headless CMS, and it's a pretty interesting ride.
I've heard the term Headless CMS buzzing around, and honestly, it sounds a little intimidating. Maybe like something out of a sci-fi movie? Can we break it down for those of us who aren't, building websites in our sleep?
Haha, I like the sci-fi analogy. Okay, so basically, a traditional CMS, think WordPress or Drupal, is like an all-in-one package. It's got the content, the design, the whole shebang, all bundled together. A Headless CMS, on the other hand, well, it chops off the head, the front end, where the content is displayed.
Okay, so it's just the body? What's the point of that?
The point, my friend, is increased flexibility. See, the body is the content repository, all your text, images, videos, everything. And it delivers that content through APIs, the KIMs. Think of APIs as little messengers that can send your content time anywhere. Your website, of course, but also mobile apps, smartwatches, digital billboards, even your smart fridge, if you're so inclined.
Whoa! So one central content hub feeding times everything? That sounds efficient. I can see why businesses are interested. This market is seeing substantial growth, with projections of reaching $1.6 billion by 2027. It is growing, give or take, at around 22% CAGR.
Exactly. It's all about that omni-channel experience. People are interacting with brands on so many different devices, and businesses need a way to deliver consistent, high-quality content across all of them. And here is another useful part. This allows developers to do their thing in the background, and marketers to do time's thing. No one is tripping over each other.
So who are the big players in this headless CMS arena? I've heard names like Contentful and Strappy thrown around.
Those are definitely two of the leaders. Contentful is a really popular choice, especially for larger enterprises. They've got a strong focus on scalability and developer experience. Strappy, on the other hand, is open source, which means it's, free to use. And a huge community of developers is constantly contributing to it.
Open source versus proprietary, that's always a big debate, isn't it? What are the trade-offs there?
It is a big debate. With open source, like Strappy, you get a ton of flexibility. You can customize it to your exact needs, but you're also more responsible for things like security and maintenance. With a proprietary platform like Contentful, you're paying for that support and those built-in features, but you might have less control over customization.
Makes sense. And it sounds like most companies are opting for cloud-based solutions, right? I saw that cloud deployments make up almost 60% of the market.
Yeah, the cloud is king. It just makes things so much easier. You don't have to worry about managing your own servers, and you can scale up or down as needed. But there are still companies that prefer on-premise or hybrid solutions, usually for security or compliance reasons.
Right. And it's not just websites anymore, is it? We're talking about e-commerce, healthcare, education. All these different industries are jumping on the headless bandwagon.
Precisely. E-commerce is a huge times driver. Think about all those online stores that need to manage product catalogs, descriptions, images across multiple platforms and languages. Headless CMS makes that much simpler. I have been reading about healthcare using it to deliver patient information, appointment reminders, and personalized content. It is truly interesting stuff.
It sounds like North America is currently the biggest market, but the Asia-Pacific region is growing the fastest. What's driving that APAC boom?
A couple of things. First, you've got a massive increase in e-commerce activity in countries like China and India. And second, there's a growing investment in digital infrastructure across the region. It's creating this perfect storm for headless CMS adoption.
Okay, let's talk about the challenges. It can't all be sunshine and roses, right? What are some of the hurdles companies face when they decide to go headless?
You're right. It's not always easy. One of the biggest concerns is security. Because you're relying on APIs to deliver your content, you need to make sure those APIs are locked down tight. Data breaches are a very real threat. We're not just talking about theoretical risks here. There have been studies showing a significant percentage of recent breaches are linked to API vulnerabilities.
And I imagine integrating a headless CMS with existing systems can be tricky, especially for older companies with, shall we say, legacy technology? Have you ever tried to update your grandma's computer? It's an experience.
Oh, legacy systems. You're being kind. Yeah, integration can be a major headache. It often requires custom development work, and that can be expensive and time-consuming. And for smaller businesses, the sheer cost and complexity, it can be a big barrier. They might not have the in-house expertise, you know?
That makes a lot of sense. So it's not always the best solution for everyone. We should probably ask our listeners, have any of you tried transitioning to a headless CMS? What were some unexpected benefits or challenges? Share your stories with us on social media.
Great idea, Jenny. And, building on that, I think another challenge is that while it claims flexibility, a headless CMS adds complexity. Your non-technical content creators, they might struggle. It's important to have easy-to-navigate interfaces.
So what does the future hold? Where is this headless CMS trend heading, so to speak?
I see what you did there. I think we're going to see even more integration with AI and machine learning. Imagine AI-powered content personalization, automated content creation. It could get really interesting. And of course, the Internet of Things, IoT, is only going to get bigger, which means more and more devices that need content delivered to them.
So we might be seeing content on our toasters soon? That's a little terrifying, actually. Should we run a poll? Ask our listeners if they think headless CMS will become time standard for content management in, say, the next 5 years? Yes or no?
I like where your head's at, Jenny. Let's do it. It'll be interesting to see what people think. And, maybe the toaster will display recipes or nutritional information. The possibilities are pretty broad.
Okay, that's fair. Another poll idea. Which industry will get the most from headless CMS? E-commerce, healthcare, or education? That could be fun.
Ooh, I like that. It would get people thinking about the different applications. Maybe we could even have a segment where listeners call in and ask about their time-specific headless CMS challenges. A little Q&A.
One last thing before we go. If a company is thinking about going with headless, what is your best advice?
Do your research. It is not a one-size-fits-all, so really think about what works best for your specific needs. And don't be afraid to ask for help. There are a lot of experts. And also, a growing community of support and available resources out there that can guide you through the process.
Great advice. This has been incredibly informative, Mark. Thanks for demystifying the world of headless CMS for us. I think all of listeners got something out of this discussion. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into the tech that's shaping our world.
Looking forward to it, Jenny. And remember, folks, stay curious and don't be afraid to lose your head when it comes to content management, at least.